Good morning, all you beautiful people. It is Thursday, January 23rd. We got the market open, a little bit of red right now on the daily. We do have the hourly showing a little bit of strength, giving us some green. Right now, though, guys, looks like the stock, the actual TradFi stock market side of the world opening up just barely green on the Dow Jones. We got the S&P right there. It is down. The NASDAQ right above my head, it is down. The Russell 2K, it is down. And then we've got that bonds showing a little bit of strength there on the 10-year yield on a rebound up about 0.06%, back to 4.66%. We're going to be taking a look at all of that, plus that economic data that came out this morning, jobless claims coming in hotter than expected. And then we're going to talk about this pattern right here. I want to talk about this. We put this out in our Discord. We talked about it yesterday, and I dropped this to a couple of people. I said, watch this diamond pattern. Tom Crown was talking about this. I saw this. These don't always play out, but they do have a tendency to be able to crush some hopes and dreams, right? About 50% of the time. So we talked about that. It does look like we're getting a little bounce right now on the value area high. So we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. Then we're going to talk about Bitcoin getting to $200,000 and why it could greatly oppress the altcoin season, guys. Is altcoin season dead? We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more today. TA news, everything you need on the macro side to give you some knowledge, because knowledge is profit, right here on the Piper Academy Network, guys. Let's get it. It's time. Class is in session. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. I am Army Piper. This is the Piper Academy Network, and you are watching the Morning Market Report, the #1 show on the Piper Academy Network. Shout out to TradeFly. I hope that he's doing okay. If you guys have not heard, TradeFly had to cancel the show last night because he got an emergency alert for evacuation. He lives in the SoCal area, and some fires were moving towards his neighborhood. So I have not heard from him this morning. Last time I heard from him last night, he said he may be breaking the hell out. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know. We'll make sure that we get an update on him. But shout out and thoughts to TradeFly this morning, and hope everything is going well for him. But I hope everyone in the chat is well too. We got a whole audience here in the chat with us right now. I appreciate y'all being here. If you haven't done so yet, smash that like button and share this out with a friend. It helps us grow that algorithm. But you know what else helps me grow as a person? Being able to hang out with such a handsome, demure, debonair, smart, brilliant, funny, charismatic co-host. Let's go ahead and bring him up. It's OC Guy. What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Oh man, I was just rumbling around in the chat saying that I was so sad today and stuff. Man, you just brightened my day up. As long as you guys in the chat, I really appreciate it. Something that it really warms me up. I was joking about being sad, but as soon as I said I'm sad, everybody in the chat send me much love. It really touched me, to be honest. Thank you guys so much. But here's the reason that I'm sad. There's no orange juice today in my coffee. So I don't know what's wrong with me today.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. Oh Lord, this guy and this OJ.
They are the worst. But other than that, doing pretty good. I mean, we had a pretty fantastic drop yesterday. You talked about this drop, the possibilities of playing out. Carry trade today, and right now, Bitcoin pumping. What a surprise!
It is right off of the value area high. Right off the value area high. It said those are rookie numbers. That's what it told me, and then it said, let's get this up.
Pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Shout out to username in the chat. Shout out to he said Piper's here swiping his paw and saying grr arg. We've also got Harp in the house with us right now. We got username just freaking blasted off of the chat this morning. I get a free print of our saucy ankles. Oh, nice. I'm present. I love it. Let's do that. Ninja Glock's in the house with us. Alexandra G, our mod queen. I know you're out there in the SoCal area too, so I'm glad to know that you are safe, Alexandra G. I called her yesterday and said, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yes, I'm good, Piper. Leave me alone. Quit calling me." So she didn't say that. We got Trade Intuition, T.I. Joe, the host of the Trade Intuitions show, his own channel. Plus, he hosts the Trade Academy right here on Piper Academy Network. So yeah, shout out to him. BC Port Corp, host of the Good Morning Crypto show here. That's what I do. I just take all of my most prevalent members if they have a camera and a microphone, I throw them on Piper Academy Network. So no, let's see who else we got in the house right now with us. We got Harp. I say Harp, Indie Rock Crypto's in here. He said, good morning, alumni. Ada Ace is in the house with us. Wick's Wife Fine 89, 2Dub joining us here. Robert Mulligan. I think I'm getting through everybody here. Retro Mike Tech. Shout out to you, bro. What's up, RMT? I'm gonna get you an emoji, RMT. You're in here all the time with this, man. Regulars should have emojis. If username can get rib chat, you should be able to get an RMT emoji. So Buck's in here with us also. So if I missed your names, are all set. I got you. And Randy, I see you. Crypto Trades, I see you. I think I got everybody. Brokoshi no De Niro. If I missed anybody, my apologies, but we got to get the show rolling. We've got some data to break out for you guys. OC. Thanks for being early every day so that I don't have to go start late. I appreciate you. Sup, fam, from the F-bomb in the house. All right, let's go jump into the news, guys, and let's talk about what we're seeing on the newsy news side, because we did get some economic data, and I do have a couple of things on X that I want to share. Let me get this set up on the sizing for that scene, and then we'll be good to go. Cool. Let's do that. Over to the news. We'll be right back with you, OC. Let's go talk about this news. First of all, breaking news. Important breaking news that you guys need to know about. Shout out to Alex O Crypto. Alex O Crypto show, his channel this morning broke 6,000 subscribers. Where are you at? Come back here. Right there. 6,000 subscribers this morning on the Alex O Crypto Show. Probably the most important news that I can bring to you today. So shout out to Alex O. Let's go, man. Keep growing. We grow together, stronger and better. That's right. Build Back Better, brought to you by Alex O Crypto, the Billy Goat Tells, Army Piper, the Piper Academy Network, and all of the beautiful people here in the alumni. So let's talk about what we're seeing here today on this data, guys. We've got the crypto market cap sitting at $3.55 trillion right now. Looks like the risk band on Bitcoin is sitting at 60% risk level, so not too bad there. Stable coins, Bitcoin dominance with stables is at 57.49% currently, and without stables at 61.1% there. Let's go in and check out the fear and greed, and we'll get that over for us. There we go. Grab that level. We are currently sitting at 75 extreme greed on the fear and greed index. Let's go jump over to the crypto bubbles and see how they're doing on the hourly, because it looks like they're getting a little bit of a pump. You can see on the red, all the red on the daily here, but on the hourly, we are starting to get some moves. Fartcoin up 14.1% today. Bitcoin is up 0.4% on the daily right now. Was down about 1.7% this morning, just so you guys know. So just this morning, it has done a little turnaround. Bitcoin right now at $104,723. Ethereum at 3,270, down 0.5%. XRP is down 1%. Solana's down 2.7. BNB down 0.5. Dogecoin's down 1.6. Cardano is flat and even, but coming up 2.6% in the past hour. So that will start to go a little bit of green there. Chainlink is down 0.1. Avalanche is down 2.6. Tron's down 2.7. Sui is down 2.4. Stellar. So a lot of the altcoins down, guys. Hedera is up on the daily. It's up 0.9%. And it looks like rounding out the top 20 is going to be Litecoin down 0.5%. So a lot of the altcoins in the red today as Bitcoin makes a little rally. Had nothing to do with that article that I told you guys about. That article, all different thing. It's Standard Charter talking about that. Today's coffee not brought to you by Fresh Squeezed OJ. So delicious, delicious. Let's go talk about the stock markets right now. Looking at the 10-year yield. Guys, I tell you, I keep watching this thing on the 10-year yield. That thing is right now at 4.648, up 0.49%, pulling back a little bit from what it was at the opening this morning. But am keeping an eye on that. And then let's go look at these U.S. markets. Dow Jones up 0.2%. S&P's almost flat, down 0.05%, and the NASDAQ down 0.35%. Russell 2K taking a 0.6% dump. But the VIX, not a lot of volatility. It's kind of chilling right now in the red. We like to see that. We don't want to see that go green. So economic calendar, guys. This is the job data that came in this morning. You can see initial jobless claims here. Previously, it was at 217,000 claims last week. The consensus was that it would be up to 220 on the consensus. Forecast would be 219,000. Came in at 223,000 jobs. continuing unemployment claims. That came in at 1.89 million, almost 1.9 million, which is up from the 1.85 million that it was last week, which has also crushed the consensus and forecast by quite a bit there. So on the weekly claims, that's a pretty substantial amount. So the jobless claim 4-week average right now is coming in at 213,000, 213.5K, which is higher than the forecast also. So we are seeing the jobless claims come back. That is why we got a little bit of a market push this morning. Why? Because jobless claims going up above the consensus means that there's a weakening of the labor force. A weakening of the labor force is a fear factor for the Federal Reserve, which increases the likelihood that they may have to continue cutting rates. Matter of fact, I want to go over and see if that data changed this morning, because it was at like 99.7% chance of no change. What is it now? It looks like 99.5. So not much change there yet on that. Still looking at a 99.5% chance that on January 29th, that's coming up real soon, is going to be no change, a pause, no rate hike, no rate cut. Just stay right where we are and keep our finger on the pulse. Await more data. That's what they're going to say. So let's jump over here and let's take a look at Kabisi letter, because he's talking about hire and quits at post-COVID lows right now. Something does not add up here. U.S. job openings rose by 259,000 jobs to 8.1 million in November 2024, the highest level since May. So in May, we had a lot of new job openings, including the 467,000 job jump in October. That makes the sum for the 2 months period a change of $726,000. Or 726,000 jobs, sorry, the largest since March of 2022. However, the number of hires dropped to 5.3 million, bringing the hiring rate down to 3.3%. That's the lowest since the 2020 pandemic. At the same time, the share of workers voluntarily quitting their jobs fell to 1.9%, also the weakest since 2020. All while job opening survey responses rate declined to a near record low of 33%, suggesting material data revisions ahead. I talked about this February 7th. We're going to get jobs revisions. And right now it is looking like we've got some skewed data that's been coming out that are not going to match what we get on February 7th with the annual jobs revision report. Could be a massive, massive hit like we saw last year when they said, hey, oh, by the way, all that data we put out, 818,000 of those jobs don't actually exist. We could be looking at that again, according to this data. The labor market is weaker than headlines suggest. So, we'll see. We'll see how many of those rate cuts we get. Shout out to CJ Taylor. That's my brother. Really, like actually my brother in Florida, so I got to give him a shout out. Average Crypto Joe in here joining us right now. Appreciate all of you. I need a hope dealer. Alexander G got jokes. So yeah, guys, bad data, jobs data is adding up here, and I do believe that we are going to see that annual jobs revision report in February come out to be nasty, nasty, nasty. What else did I have in here today? We'll take a look at bookmarks. Thank you. There we go. Golden Cross. Shout out to Tom Crown. Today's X marks the spot, brought to you by Tom Crown. Tom Crown, Golden Cross for Bitcoin dominance incoming. Be careful with the alts. I just found this to be highly interesting with what I was seeing already on the altcoins today, and then also on that article that we're going to be going over in a little bit. And then also, everyone's distracted by the Bitcoin paint. While Bitcoin paints a massive daily diamond, he put this out 19 hours ago. So shout out to him. We were talking about this also. So yeah, important stuff. But we are currently sitting at $105,000 Bitcoin right now. So let's go Bitcoin. Did you guys hear about this? Ledger co-founder, and I want to come back and talk to OC about this here. Ledger co-founder released after days in captivity in France. Ledger co-founder David Belland was kidnapped in France and safely released after police intervention. The incident involved a cryptocurrency ransom demand. Reminds me of Buck talking about stealing my Ledger, or stealing my cold storage wallet in exchange for my dog. Or no, stealing my dog in exchange for my cold storage wallet. Buck's taking notes here. Anyway, he was released following a heroin kidnapping incident, according to a statement from the Paris prosecutor's office cited by Bloomberg. Balland was abducted from his home in Central France during the early hours of January 21st and was held captive until police operation on the night of January 22nd secured his release. The kidnappers demanded a ransom in cryptocurrency. Notably, Ledger operate. We know all about Ledger. Thank you. Ransomware gangs extorted over $1.1 billion in crypto payments from victims. Man, this is crazy. But yeah, let's go talk about this. Let's jump over. Dude was kidnapped for his
Holy shit, man.
bro. What's your C phrases, man? You want out of here? Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, fart coin. Put fart coin in my hand, bro. What are your thoughts on this, OC?
I mean, I would love to see a little bit more detail because you are correct. I mean, are they kidnapping that guy for what kind of assets? I mean, is the ransom just kind of like a cover? Do they want their phrases? Do they want code? Do they want a backdoor? Man, I don't know. With that kind of person, it's like so smart, with a big company being in behind that is being pushing very hard, with millions of people depending on security, what could be the greatest asset that he could provide, right? And I mean, as you say, right, knowledge is profits. So I mean, I don't know. My my brain just start flying, and then aliens comes into play. So I don't know. Many things happen there. I'll be here, but just kidding about the aliens things. But yeah, I mean, I think that is pretty worrying and too sad to see somebody just kidnap another person. It really kind of like hits me in a weak spot because here in Mexico we've been seeing increases of kidnaps of just normal people for a little ransom, and that's not cool, right? But other than that, it does kind of like lets me a bad taste with Ledger, because I mean, what could have been leaked out there? I don't know. I'm not gonna be using my Ledger anymore. In fact, I did transfer
Tangent, man.
I
moved over to Tangent. I've got a Ledger I don't even touch anymore. It's got nothing on it.
Nice.
Tangent, dude. I love my Tangent wallet. We need to get an affiliate for them. That's what we need to do. We need to go affiliate link Tangent down below. It's so easy to use. You can even get a ring. You can use your ring for it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, so that was that one. I want to talk about this article too before we jump into that Bitcoin chart. It is up to 105.8. Actually, no. OC, pull up your Bitcoin chart. Let's go over there and we'll talk about this 105 because we're only like 90, almost 106. So we're only like $94,000 off from Standard Charter's call in this article. So let's go look at your chart and then we'll come back and take a look at this article.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. Oh, I see I have a mistake in here. Let me fix that very quick before we move on. There we go. Much better. So right here, look at Bitcoin. Come on. You also need to take a look at that. We are at the 5 minutes. I on purpose, I changed it to the 5 minutes. Yes, to make it a little bit more dramatic. I was actually looking at the 15 minutes and I mean, it's still very
OC's a drama queen.
Got candles. Oh, yes, I love drama. I live out of drama. That's what I take. Orange juice, coffee, and drama in the morning. So other than that, take a look at the 4 hours. 4 hours looking pretty good. It's still not as impressive as previous candles, right? But the fact of the matter that we're breaking back inside of the pattern or reversing out of the pattern that talks about the strength that we have going on. Look at that. Remember that we've been talking about this range for a long time, right? And for me, despite I cannot say that this was not a timing pattern because I mean it's just so obvious and it's right there. I actually was expecting some bounces in here. Why? Because we had a little bit of a range or whack of distribution at this point and breaking up to the upside. For me, that was a higher possibility for us to keep the bullish movement to the upside. Something that would worry me is breaking both the dynamic reactor and back inside of the range. At that point, I'll just sell it all. I'll sell it all. Not just kidding, but I'll just be much careful. In fact, a couple of my trades that I took yesterday, which let me grab them right here. It is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Bitcoin, it is 8% on profits. Ethereum, it's 22% of profits. In Litecoin, come on, my friend, it is negative 1.17%. So not in profits just yet on Litecoin. Yeah. Man, I really thought that Litecoin would have pumped harder this time, but seems to be lagging out. They're doing fantastic also, not as well as Bitcoin, but other than that, I think we are not out of the blue just yet. Let me be clear on this. We're going to be out of the blue once we have a big body candle breaking the previous highs in here. The previous highs, a big body candle breaking through, going for a retest, re-entry, and off we go. And that will only happen once we are above the zero line in here on our oscillator. So other than that, that's what I got on Bitcoin. Pretty pumped to be honest. Today. Turning it back to you, my friend.
Awesome. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. If you guys haven't done so yet, please smash that like button. We've got 49 beautiful people in here, and we're lagging at 23 likes. So if you haven't done so yet, smash that like button. Help the algorithm out. Also, guys, do me a favor. Go down and look at our channel because this was kind of interesting. Tradefly went to the channel, and he was unsubscribed, which is a little odd. So, yeah, he's like, and I'm subscribed to the channel. I do a show on it, Crypto Nightcat. So guys, check and see if you've been unsubscribed. If you have, click that subscribe button again. It's there's a campaign against me at Google. The conspiracy theories there. I am the composite man. Let's go talk about this article over here, OC, and let's talk about Standard Chart and what they're saying. They're saying that institutional investors could punt Bitcoin to $200,000, but curb the intensity of altcoin season. Jumping down here, taking a look, quick take. Institutional investors are expected to moderate the intensity of any upcoming altcoin season by favoring Bitcoin and Ether, potentially driving their prices to new highs. I don't know that I would include Ether in there. Ether greatly being outperformed by a lot of other altcoins. This, coupled with the introduction of innovative investment products like buffered ETFs, signals a maturing crypto market where institutional influence plays a key role. Shout out to Buck. He's talking about this all the time. Institutional investors could boost the price of Bitcoin and Ether. Why do they keep putting Ether in there? I feel like this person that wrote this has an entire bag of Ether that is waiting for it to actually do something this cycle, while potentially moderating the intensity of any upcoming altcoin season, according to Standard Charter Global Head of Digital Assets Research, Jeff Kendrick. The dominance of institutional inflows is likely to support Bitcoin. Dude, quit talking about Ether. You're wrong on Ether right now, okay? We see their prices reaching $200,000 and $10,000 levels by the end of 2025, respectively. I'll be shocked if I see that, honestly. Solana is crushed Ethereum. SWI is starting to crush Ethereum. Even ADA, I think, after its second part rally that it did, has outperformed Ethereum. It's pretty bad. Altcoin light season will begin, and I say light because institutional inflows will drive Bitcoin, partly offsetting rotations into alts. So, there you go, guys. That's what they're talking about there. And so we are actually seeing that today, like we just showed you on here. Bitcoin up 1% and a lot of alts just not getting the money in. So a little bit of Cardano there. I mean, Ethereum, nope, down 0.4%. Solana down 0.5%. So I think there is a possibility we could see a lot of the big money just focuses on Bitcoin and Bitcoin period. So we'll see. I would dude, look, I would love to see Ethereum melt faces all set. I really would. But at the end of the day, we have to base it. We have fart coins melting faces. Put a flame in front of that thing, and there you go. But at the end of the day, we are seeing just no great performance, even with the ETF. So, and I think that's a lot because they can't stake. The ETFs do not get staking rewards on Ethereum, and so the ETF is not as attractive, in my opinion. So, do we have F plus in here? Is financial failure in the house? What is up, dude? He said, "Rib chat, let's go, bro." We're gonna get financial failure on this show sometime, guys. Dude is wicked smart in many different angles of the crypto space. So I'm looking forward to getting him on here as a guest with us sometime soon. All right, OC, let's go talk about what I'm seeing on the Bitty Boy right now. I want to bring this over here. We're going to go to my charts, my lovely charts, because we talked about this level yesterday. I said on the thumbnail yesterday, rejection at a critical level. That was our box here, our resistance box. And I said, watch for this zone here. We'd be coming in. I actually thought it would go all the way down to the bottom with the dynamic reactor coming in a little bit deeper, but it happened much quicker. So we do have that coming in right now and pumping this up. We did get a rejection back on our resistance box, guys. If we reject again, then we may come down, hit that dynamic reactor in our support zone. 3D trend, that is this green cloud you see here, played also a part in that support bounce. Right now, we are starting to come back up, but you can see volume is coming down, money flow coming down to the zero line. If it breaks this, we could be getting that rejection even further, even deeper, possibly down to our trend line here. That is going to be coming in right at our pivots, our golden pivot levels here on the Dynamics Pro also. So what else did I want to show on this chart? Let me turn that back off. There we go. Boom shakalaka. Let me get that sound effect. Need that sound effect. Boom shakalaka. There we go. Looking here, what we're seeing on the on my multi-oscillator chart, guys, we did get that bounce up perfectly off of our predictive ranges. Remember, predictive ranges print back here. And they're laid out already. Like, it doesn't change. They don't move. They don't adjust. They don't repaint. Where they are when they place is where they are. Look, bottoming there on the lower golden band, upper golden band. 70% of all price action in a predictive ranges from Chart Prime Dynamic. This is their Market Dynamics Pro. All of it occurs right here. Most of the price action occurs between those two levels. Okay. You can see there in the last cycle, we broke it, started new ones, okay? What I find interesting here is that we are getting a rejection on our delta median. That is the blue. So if we reject back down, watch for support here on this golden band. If we lose that golden band, guys, very likely could be heading down to the dynamic reactor or the quantum reactor. Quantum reactor coming right in at our lower support band. So those are the levels I'm watching there. Now, why could we dump down to those levels later in the day despite our pump up today? It's going to have to do with this right here. Been talking about it all week. Let's go over here, put this off of the United States. Why? What? Clear. Thank you. And then go to Japan. Go to Japan and save. And let's talk about this right here, guys. This is going to be the one that we have to watch. And this is tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is going to be on the East Coast, New York time. Bank of Japan interest rate decision. This would be the continuation of the Japanese carry trade part 2. Right now, expected on consensus and forecast to get a 25 basis point rate hike tonight. And the last time that we did that, I know BCs keep saying that the U.S. dollar and Japanese yen differential may throw this off, and that is very possible. But I want everyone to be aware, this is the last time right here that we had that 25 basis point rate cut that started Japanese carry trade part 1. We had a 25.6% dump in Bitcoin. So that is the thing that I'm watching tonight. We are getting a beautiful rejection. I should have shorted this. I knew it. I knew that this was going to get a rejection back in my resistance box again. Watching those levels though, guys, $100,000 right now, in my opinion, key level for Bitcoin. So yeah, let's go back over here and let's talk about this. And then OC, you can get some altcoins ready for us, guys. We're going to do a little bit of rapid fire TA for the second half here today, guys. So all the altcoins you guys want to see, drop it here in the chat and we'll take a look at it on the charts today and see what we could be seeing. But Financial Failure said, does this mean the yen goes down further? Yes, it could mean that. And that's why they're trying to halt it, right? They're trying to raise those rates to increase the strength of their money. So we'll see what happens with it, man. They're so screwed if Godzilla comes and destroys their town. Oh no. They say you got to go Godzilla. If you know, you know. $89,000 inbound. Hey, I'll take it, bro. Actually, before you jump into your altcoin OC, I want to take a look at the liquidation heat map because on the 3-day, I am seeing something over here. Let's go to the news cam. What's up, OZ? There you go. Looking here, we do have a little bit of lower beneath us. Let me give this a little bit more. There we go. And put this back on the 3-day. Actually, we'll just go up with it. You can see that we don't really have much in liquidation on the 24-hour above us. We do have one down at $100,000 at $955. 101, we'll call it. Looking at the 48-hour, you can see there's a little bit above us, about 107, but there's a really hot heat map down at, again, 100,000. Go to the 3-day. Take a look at this liquidation levels. That's coming in about 100,000 on the 3-day. But when we start to get into the weeklies and the monthlies, we start to see some occurrence here. $99,000 to $98,000 on the weekly is our heat levels. And as we go into higher time frames, you'll see that we're pulling more and more of these candles in. That's 98K. The scary one, though, is when you get to the monthly. The monthly liquidation, if you look at what's really above us, there's a lot of mixture up here. But look at this super hot spot down here coming in at $71,000. I don't think that's going to be the case. We got a dead zone here that I think worst case scenario, we would come in and clean that out, hit that dead space, and then come back up. Because there's not a whole lot to send it into this range. It would have to go much, much lower. And the buying demand, I think, would absorb all the selling pressure. But that level coming in down there is about $89,000. So shout out to Retro Mike Tech. You are spot on, bro. Spot on. All right, OC. Let's go talk about strategic reserve announcement feels very top signally. I agree, LBC. And I haven't seen anything more on it since he took office. Not even a hint of it. Nothing. Zero. Nada. OC, what do you got for altcoins today, bro? Let's kick it over to you.
Absolutely. So we were talking about virtual yesterday, and I gave a couple of possible entries. Actually, I repeated those entries in the in other Discord that we had it, and we'll take a look at first the failure and then also the success that we had in both in the same asset here. So first of all, let's take a look at the 15 minutes. The 15 minutes, we're talking about a possible bouncing error right here. We had a broadening wedge in here, and that broadening or that megaphone would have been indicated also by this dynamic reactor. And also we had a flip of the ribbon right there. So that's why I intended to enter right here with a stop loss. What happened? It just went and dumped on me. That's why we have a stop loss, right? And what happened afterwards? We went all the way back down here, and let's take a look at the 4 hours at this point. Nice. So you'll see that in the 4 hours, we were talking about, or we were looking at a huge symmetrical triangle, right? So in retrospective, look at that beautiful bounce out of dynamic reactor, going back down all the way down to a much better entry, and there you go. We took that entry at the bottom on the very first candle, almost a closeout, and then off we go. So far, we're doing great on this second trade of virtual. Hopefully, you guys also had to take in that asset there. Another one that I want to talk about, it is AI16Z. We were talking about also two areas of support. The first one for resistance was in here, which, as you can see, the dynamic reactor moved faster to the downside, and I was just couple of cents, 20 cents off the entry right there for the short. Nonetheless, because we had it right there, a triangle here, and also we had it an order block, which it's already a soft one. There we go, with a predictive range. Well, we were expecting that area to support the bounce at least for a short time, and then it went right to that area, and right now we're bouncing. At this point, since how is the market playing out, I will be taking maybe some 50% out if you took this entry. Just so you know, I did not took AI16Z, and that is because I needed to allocate on other altcoins, such as I told you guys, Litecoin, Ethereum, and virtual, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and virtual. But so far, doing great. Let's just keep on watching what happens. At the end of it all, the 4 hours not reflecting too much of a difference other than in Bitcoin. So we'll see how Bitcoin Daddy leads the way and how altcoins react to it, because we could have like migration of capital from altcoins to Bitcoin, and that is because of the ETF and the areas that we're looking at this point. Turning it back to you, my friend.
Awesome. Shout out to Alex O Crypto joining us over here, bringing the entire Otter gang in the house. We appreciate you, brother. We did have a comment here from Green Day Profits, and he said, "Good morning, guys. Check out Cynthia Loomis's post. Big things are coming. Stay tuned. 10 a.m. Could that be the strategic reserve announcement? We'll have to wait and see, guys. That is very possible. So shout out to Green Day Profits for dropping that info. And 10 a.m., I guess, is the time to watch today if they do announce that. I do think that if they announce the Bitcoin strategic reserve, even more likely that Bitcoin's going to dominance is going to crush the alts. Also, guys, I do want to bring up to Alex. Oh, crypto. Alex, I need your emoji that you want me to put into my emoji setup because I want to put one in there. And you said you have a pic for me, so send me that. And then also, if you don't know, bro, today we brought our news. Today's news was brought by Alex O Crypto, just so you know, because I gave a shout out to you here on the show that you hit your 6,000 subscribers. So shout out to you, man. Very proud of you, dude. Well deserved. You do amazing, amazing content. OC, I just feel out of place on this picture. Got all these handsome, beautiful dudes over there, and you and Alex O, and then here I am, crusty old vet, man. Hey, that's all right. Let's go check out some TA. I want to check out Link and Sui today, and I don't know, Solana. ONDO's moving good, dude. Pull up ONDO next. I'll knock out Link and Sui right now. Let's go jump over to that chart and do it. Let's do it. Let's look at SUI first. Look at the SUI here. We are getting our bounce here. We did get a rejection yesterday on the 4-hour, right off of that quantum reactor. Also, the 3D trend cloud giving us that, hey, you're deep in here on the dynamic reactor, quantum reactor, 3D trend, downside move. We go. We are getting a bounce right now on the 382, just above the value area low that we have here. Keep in mind, though, we do also have in this range here a point of control coming off of this fixed range volume profile. So you're going to need to be mindful of that huge node wave there of just hard to get through momentum, right? You're going to need a whole lot to get through that on SUI right now. It does look like we are starting to get a little bit of a curvature here on the oscillator ribbon, but money flows in the red, starting to go flat. So trade volume looking bearish too. I would expect that if this does come up here, we get a rejection at about $4.58. If we retest that and get rejected, come down, we're looking for a 50 bounce. That would be the key area that I would watch. That's coming in at $4.16. Let's go jump over here and just see what I'm seeing here also. Yeah, I think that pump up there, could we on here, we got this is a local fib. We got a rejection underneath the 887, perfectly bouncing on the 1-to-1 line that's coming from this pull here. So that was the range that we pulled from. Keep an eye on that. That looks like a good resistance point, return back down to there. That would give us a chance for this to come up and cool off again, or heat back up, I should say. It's getting a little cool on the RSI, and it does look like that we are going to get that turn up for that rejection. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I want to see a pump and then a rejection on key resistance before we come down. Looking at chain link, let's jump over to this chart first. Get that chain link on here. There we go. Chainlink, what do we got for you here on Chainlink? Getting a little move to the upside. Looks like the volume's a little flat. Money flow's still in the red, not really getting much. We are starting to get a turn up there. Turn up for what on the ribbon for the Oscillator Pro. True 7, not quite clipping yet. It's got one more level to come down before it clips. But over here, we did get that VWAP overbought, signaling a little bit further continuation to the downside. Now that we're getting that move to the upside, guys, it's going to be dependent. It's really just kind of riding momentum from Bitcoin right now, I think. I'm not seeing any real big key levels there. We can do pull a little Fibonacci here. Just see, it looks like it might have been a platinum pocket bounce. Let me pull up the correct fib. That's my fib strategy. Let's go in here. Yeah, it was a platinum pocket bounce. So we did get a little platinum pocket bounce there from that low to high on the fib retracement, now getting a rejection on the 382. If we pull down on this next candle, so if look at these on the hourly, you'll see that this is rejecting down now off of that 382. If we get a bounce on the golden pocket coming in at about $24.99, so $25 range, $24.90 range, I should say, in that golden pocket. If we get a bounce there, we could expect to see that continue back up to the upside, but it would have to hold that level. Also, ironically enough, dynamic reactor coming in right there on top of that for confluence. So shout out to Alex O, because he likes the way I say confluence. What else we got now? I think that's it on, I got SUI and Link there for you. That's what I'm seeing on those. OC, let's kick it over to you and see what you're seeing on the alt side, and I'll look at the chat. I'm going to go do some rib chat, hashtag rib chat.
Nice. So let's take a look at ONDO here. ONDO not looking that amazing, still looking bullish. First of all, let's start with our trusty trend lines in here. As always, trust your brains, trust your mind, trust your intuition. Shout out, by the way, to Intuition, Trade Intuition in the chat. What's up, brother? And then also, let's move from there. Remember that if you're looking to understand or do professional trading, my advice, and this is a friendly advice, is start with trend support and resistance theory, trend line theory, and volume theory, and then add indicators if you need them. Other than that, I promise you that you'll see results right away. All right. Other than that, we have a beautiful bounce out of this trend line here. We are running to resistance. We are rejecting something that I do like. It is that we're having a little bit of a flip of the ribbon. Let's just not get ahead of ourselves at this point. Yes, we're pretty bullish. Yes, we're about to break the range, but still, I want to see that move forward to the upside, and that is because remember I showed you in virtual. In virtual, we had the flip of the ribbon, but I did not wait for it over the zero line, and I paid the price on that first trade. Still, right now we're breaking even on that one. So, good Lord. But at this point, we need to learn our lesson and wait for the cross over that zero line for the ribbon crossing the zero line. So we know we have that momentum on the charts right there. Let's go to the 15 minutes really quick, because on the 15 minutes we have a little bit more of a movement. It seems like we had a beautiful movement in here. Again, use your trend lines in here, and there we go. We have a breakout, then we have a little pennant here, break, another pennant, and then we have a big rejection. When is this rejection is going to stop? Well, then for that we can start using our indicators, for example, support and resistance, or in this case volume profile, right? At this point, what shelf do we have, or what big areas of resistance or support we have? Well, then let's get started with a huge disparity, which also a huge volume area. So it seems like we are going to be bouncing from here. I'm not saying that we're going to be going to the moon. No. I'm saying that we're going to have a little bouncing here, and we need to also keep an eye. And let me just remove this noise. We need to keep an eye on our money flowing here, and also wait for the next flip of the ribbon, and that is because we are already above the zero line on the 15 minutes. So a possible entry, as long as we have flip of the ribbon, it's going to be somewhere around 132 at the 15 minutes time frame. If not, give it a rest and wait for a breakout on the 4 hours on ONDO. SUNDOG. I've been talking about SUNDOG here, and we set two alerts. One of them already played out. The bottom alert was somewhere around here where we are right now. This could be one of our entries, but it's not there yet. And why is that? Once again, lesson learned. Remember, let's learn it with me. We need to be above the zero line. At this point, we are retracting on it, right? So that means that we could be having a sweep of the lows. So we need to wait for that, or at least breakout as our initial plan. Remember, breakout, that's why we have a secondary alert in here, then going back down, your entry, right? And then off we go. So SUNDOG still cooking on the 4 hours. I think SUNDOG has a good potential to make us some money. For me, it's an S coin. It's not worth holding it. But who said this? I think Alex Crypto and Piper said it yesterday. We can even make money out of trash. So if we can do that, why not, right? Finally, before I throw it back to you, Piper, I'm looking at PEPE. And PEPE has been a disappointment so far, for a little bit too long for me, because it hasn't found some bottom until right now, right? Why? Because we have a bursting here, sweep of the lows, going high, and then barely broke the previous lows, and we're having a little bit of a bullish divergence. Prime is still pretty bearish in here. Let me throw in my indicators, and we have a liquidity zone. So also look at that little volume and big disparity. That tells me that because of the little volume and big reactions and big disparity based on the volume, we could be seeing a little bit of a range in here, maybe a double bottom, and that will basically end it up by having some accumulation of momentum. And when we see that, once again, breaking through the zero line, that is going to be our entry position. So let me add an alert on PEPE. And I'm looking at some S coins at this point because with Bitcoin moving, I think the dramatic effect on meme coins might be potentialized for this week, and we could make a pretty penny out of them. Other than that, turning it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Let's jump over and take a look at Trump coin. There's an article about Trump coin this morning. By the way, otters are in the chat now. So there you go, Alex of Crypto. Much love to you, bro. Thanks for sending that over on Discord. I've already added it in. So if you guys don't have it, you just got to do a refresh. You can, just don't you can do it afterwards. It's there though if you want. So shout out to Alex O Crypto. Got all the otters in the house now. Otter gang in the house. Let's take a look at this article that I'm talking about on Trump coin, and then let's go look at the chart on Trump coin. There is that article. Where is that article? I went and looked, by the way, at X, and I saw on there that there was a post from Cynthia Loomis, but everyone is asking what time zone, Cynthia. The world operates on Eastern Standard Time, is what they said. And guess what? That's already passed 16 minutes ago. So nothing quite yet. I guess she's talking about Wyoming time, which would be Mountain Standard Time, I believe. So we still have a little bit of time on that. So I'm going to keep refreshing that, keep watching to see what it was. Shout out to Green Day Profits on that. But let's go talk about this Trump meme coin set to be sued. But to what end? Lawyers are counting on a flood of lawsuits to pile up against Trump coin, but what hope do they have in court? Just days before U.S. President Donald J. Trump's inauguration, the crypto industry was taken relatively by surprise with the launch of the official Trump coin, which was swiftly followed by the official Melania coin, two meme coins launched by the first family that have pumped and yo-yoed in the days that followed. President's meme coin hit a peak of $72 on January 19th and then dipped to $44 on January 20th. Currently, right now, coming in quite a bit lower than that. At the time of writing, the president's meme coin is $37, down 49% from its peak. If speculation is to be believed, more official meme coins by the Trump family are on the way. Though touted as meme coins, their significance is unprecedented. It was difficult to imagine an incoming president launching his own meme coin before January 18th. Now it's hard to picture Trump and other tokens not playing a pivotal role in the U.S. political sphere. So is Trump even illegal? James Thurber, founder and former director of the Center for Congressional and Presidential Studies, told The Guardian that Trump is blatantly profiting from his own pro-crypto agenda. There are shameful and major conflicts of interest with respect to his family business benefiting from his cryptocurrency policies, according to Thurber. But new audiences aren't necessarily aware of what makes a sound investment. The launch of Trump and Melania has predictably made winners and losers, with some shedding millions of dollars as the price slumped. The Democrats are the ones that are leading the way on this. Just so you guys know, it's a lot of the Democratic politicians are following this lawsuit. So they said that SEC hasn't really ever addressed the meme coin world, so there's not a whole lot of law that they can lean on their litigation on that. So meme coins exist as sort of a litigation vacuum, making it the best way for the Trump family to launch a coin or token when all eyes were firmly on them. However, these meme coins are tied to arguably the most important people in the United States. So whether or not there was their intent, the value of Trump and Melania will likely serve as a litmus test of public sentiment. It's also going to be tracked on CNBC's financial shows and in newspapers. The price will be a reflection of the underlying tone of American society and the American project. Democrats, despite all of the SEC lack of litigation and so on and so forth, are likely to sue anyways. Trump and his team of lawyers have clearly prepared for the attacks from Democrats or others keen to see him bleed over these meme coins. The terms of service on the Trump meme coin official website states that Trump is not intended to be in any way an investment opportunity, an investment contract, or a security of any type. Lawler agrees that an early assessment indicates that Trump has carefully crafted the words in order to avoid a literal violation of laws, SEC, and clauses in the Constitution. So probably got lawsuits coming on that. We'll see how that all plays out. According to the crypto lawyer, there's a 100% chance of civil lawsuits within 2 months and a 90% chance that one will be filed in the next 2 weeks. So jumping over to the chart, guys, just to take a look. We've had a really nice slide down here from our top of about $47 on the recent, as high up as it was at, let's see, what was our peak here? About $79. So looking at the Piper Sniper Kit, this is our kill box fibs, dynamic fibs. We did print here at the top peak at around $47, $48 there, bringing us all the way down. Golden pocket resistance, and now we are looking at the 236 on here being a major level of resistance for us, getting a bounce there, pulling our bottom. So now what we're watching is that we do have the dynamic reactor here. We pretty much wicked almost perfectly off of that for downside move, but I do think that this buy indicator is going to give us another pump up. Levels that I'm watching on this would be right here. This would be the 382 level coming in at approximately $40, $39.39 if you want the exact amount, but it's around $40. I think that that's what we could get ourselves back up to. I've actually got an entry for a long at $27 on this token right now. That is based off of a wick below this previous low over here, because if we're going to come down that low, we're going to grab liquidity here. And I just put it in at about $27. I might move that up to about 30 looking at this a little closer, but that's what I'm watching on Trump coin. News coming out, maybe lawsuits coming. OC, let's kick it back over to you. See what you got.
Absolutely. So let me just go really quick on to uranium, because we've been taking a look at how what is happening. Finally, we had a little pause and we're pushing up. So hopefully you guys have had a chance, if you are into uranium, to get into that trade. I was expecting a little bit more of a movement and multi-candle retracement. Still did not play it out, but still, I mean, this for me, that's that much uranium, or that much price on the uranium. It is kind of like a, like rock shaking. All right. So be careful, allocate your money where you think this could be improving. Remember, we've talked about smoke detectors, gun manufacturing, and clean energy manufacturing, and many other things like shields and anti what I said, penetration bullets, and also anti-penetration shields and stuff like that, right? So uranium is used in a wide variety of things, stuff. Keep your eyes peeled, because this is an ongoing opportunity. Let's take a look at a couple of other things. One of those is, where is it? POPCAT. I was looking at POPCAT. There we go. POPCAT. All right, POPCAT looking good on my perspective. Why? After the big drop that we had, and now on the 4 hours, it was not that affected as the rest of the coins, or as any other coins, right? Which talks about a big support for POPCAT. Something that is interesting to me is that we're forming something like a bullish flagging here, right? This bullish flag has a potential, if we measure it the way I like to measure it, there we go, to hit somewhere around 0.7349, which coexists very, very, very nicely with the previous highs in here. And look at that, we have an automated trend line being plotted. So it's not about the breakout. There we go. It's about your retest, secondary bull flag, and off we go. And something interesting is that we're having a little bit of a goose head playing out in here. So be careful on that. On POPCAT, could be an opportunity. The way I'm going to be trading this is going to be on the 15 minutes. There we go. As we pierce to the upside. All right. As we pierce to the upside, let's just wait for our oscillator. There we go. We're also forming a little bit of a goose head, but I need to see that piercing through this trend line here. And that is because we have, there we go, a big area of disparity volume playing out on those zones. So once we take this area of disparity, I think we can go take previous highs all the way up here, 0.7305, 0.7336-ish zones. So that's what I got on POPCAT. Hopefully it plays out, because it has low volume, and that could indicate a much better returns also. Much worse if it goes against you. So be careful once again. Let me just measure it before throw it back to you. And we could be talking about a 29, 27. Let's even call it somewhere around here, 22. And that is because of the disparity area, right? 22% no leverage at a 10x, 222%. Remember, if you're jumping into POPCAT, use a stop loss. Turning it back to you, Piper.
Thank you much, OC. Thank you much. Shout out to Financial Failure. He said, Piper, you called it so much volatility. Yeah, dude, I knew there was going to be a lot of volatility this week with all the stuff. So, if you guys have not seen it, I want to bring this up before we leave here today because we're looking at this occurrence happening right now in the 4-year cycle, and I've talked about it here before. We actually did a whole video on it. Could this have been the top? Obviously, we did come back and break above that level, but it's still within the range that I think could be possibly the top. I want to jump over here. Actually, I'll put it on news cam so OC can be on here with me, and we could talk about this, guys. These are these are trend-based fib golden pockets. Okay, I know they're blue. They're golden pockets. I promise. It's the 0.618 to the 0.66 pulled from lows to highs to lows. So, for example, this one here was pulled from the low at the inception of Bitcoin back there as a chart on the index chart to the top, to the bottom. That trend-based fib, because you used 3 points for that, gave us this target here for the golden pocket on the logarithmic fibs. And if you look at that, that was pretty much the top that we saw here post-halving in 2013. Okay, if you guys haven't seen this, pay attention. If you have seen it, I apologize that I'm beating the drum on this, but we do have to consider one of two scenarios here looking at this. 2017, we did have an outlier. We broke that golden pocket level. By the way, I'm going to measure this in a second and show you if we have a repeat of that cycle, what it would look like here on the current cycle. 2019, we came in, or 2021, I should say, we came in right below the 618, almost nudging it with the wick there. And then recently in this cycle, guys, post-halving, we did hit that, rejected down the first time we hit it pretty harsh. That pullback there from peak to trough was about a 17.6% move. And now we are looking at it again. We've gotten rejected from it pretty good here, came down below it. Now we're fighting on the line again. Okay. So here's the scenario. That this range, which could go as high, by the way, as $117,800, could be our range top for this cycle. But what if we get that scenario where we break it back like we did back here? And I know this doesn't look like much to you guys, but if we bring this on to the top of that golden pocket, to the wick there, that was 75.75% move. Let's just go do a 75.75% move over here. Let's do that from the very top here. 75.75 would be somewhere in that range right there. Okay. So I want to come over and we're just going to put a line there. I want to put a nice line at that mark right there. Okay. That's the line that we're watching. If I come over here and I bring this on and we get into turning that off, well, we can leave it on. But I want to turn on this. There we go. And let's hide that. If we get this level here and we look at what that 75.75% move is, that comes in at about $206,000. You guys see this blue line right here? That's 167 to 169K, depending on where you are in the line. It's pretty thick, and it's pretty thick, THICC, but we are looking at that being around $167,000, $168,000, we'll call it, okay? That line has historically been hit every cycle for Bitcoin, at least. You can see there we had a nice harsh pullback on it before it came up and went almost to the 236. The cycle before that, first cycle, almost hit the 236. But we always hit and then get some type of rejection if we don't go up higher, but get rejection on that 1618. That would be $168,000. Reminder, this arrow right here, this is that 75% breakout above that golden pocket. So two scenarios there to keep an eye on. If we do get a break above that golden pocket upper level, which is coming in at 117.8K, that would be the level where I would go, okay, then we're likely heading to at least $167,000, possibly 205, based on other historics. But when we're looking at the 4-year cycle, these are two perspectives of the 4-year cycle that aren't so much time-based as price performance-based. So just looking at it from that perspective, we could be seeing, either, look, 118 is the top, and we pull back down, that would look a lot like this, where we come back in, maybe not pull back that far, but pull back into some type of semblance of a institutional buying pressure existing with sell-off. And then that would be a return rally later in the year, which would put us back up into there. Or we could see that break above that golden pocket 75% move, sending us up to $200,000. And just to remind you guys, that was what the level was that they were talking about from Standard Charter here, looking at $200,000 Bitcoin. So I just wanted to piece some stuff together for you guys there. Not sure that everyone has seen that video, but the $108,000 video, could this have been the top? Obviously, it was not. We've come back and hit a little bit higher than that, but still in the ballpark of that golden pocket. And so when I talk about was that the top, it's really that top level, which would be 117.8K. I just wanted to break that down for you guys and let you guys have a couple of perspectives there to watch. So shout out to everybody that joined us today. Please smash that like button. And if you would be so kind, share it out with a friend. If you think that someone else needs to know this info, give them the gift of knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Same as handing them money when you hand them this show. So, OC, what do you got for the people on the way out? Then I'm going to set up our redirect right now as you do that. So what do you got for the people?
Absolutely. Big shout out to BC Port Corp. He also mentioned that if we like uranium, take a look at LEU on the stocks part. It is performing amazingly, almost the exact same way as uranium. So shout out, you are on the money, my friend. Other than that, quick reminder to click that like button, guys, because remember, we just saw the golden pockets. I don't know. By any reason that you saw them cyan or blue, that means you are missing OJ on your coffee. To avoid that and get more vitamin C, click that like button and see and feel that rush of vitamin C into your blood. Don't let it go by. Click it and let me know if that worked.
Hey, I just looked. Randy Hipper is not live. Brewberry TA is live, but I want to do something. I want to do a favor to a fellow community member. We're not like super tight or anything. He's not like, alumni or Alex O or Otter Gang or, the Randy Hipper frat house, right? But he is in the crypto space, and he's been going through a really hard time lately, behavioral health wise. That's Dano Crypto. If you guys don't follow him on X, I've been following him over there, and my heart goes out to the dude. He's had a hard time recently. Couple of trades that he didn't hold long enough, and he's feeling down on himself. He's live right now. So the alumni, I'm sending you to his chat. Go in there, let him know that keep your spirits up, keep hope alive, and continue to build knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Let's go over there, give this guy a behavioral health check, and boost his spirits for the day, because I hate seeing people get down on their luck like that. And I'm always, I don't care if you're a stranger or not, I will show up and ask you what's going on with you and help you out. So let's go help out Dano Crypto. That's where we're heading next, guys. We will catch you guys back here tomorrow morning. Be careful tonight. Remember, Japanese carry trade part 2. Dano Crypto, man. Not a super tight dude with me, but I don't care who you are. If you're down on your luck and you're having a hard time, I'm there for you. So that's just who I am. So if you guys want to go in there and give them a little bit of a hope, love pump, that would be great. I love you guys, man. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, trade safe. And as always, use some risk management. Later, guys. Financial failure, you're going to get redirected right after this video straight to his live stream. I got you.
We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Tar Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low. Sound off to get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude.